Hello and welcome. This story here, Clans of Bellari, feels a little weird. It's two completely different stories, which I assume are going to intersect at some point. Story number one is the main character and her dad, and their antics, which, as you may recall from the last issue, involved a couple of those Space Guard guys kinda getting murdered. And where are you two going in a rush? Tia, hurry! We can't stay here! And then the other story is, of course, space politics. Because when I think of a young adult story, I immediately think space politics. Now, maybe I've misjudged issue one, and this isn't really like the young adult coming of age story that I thought it was, but. Let me flip. No, wrong way. This is all space politics. There is so little of them, ostensibly the main characters, in this book that it just feels really weird. Now, she, wants to be more. I guess we'll flip back to the first page so we can look at something here. She wants to be more than just somebody who loads cargo, which is what her dad does because her dad saved her life and ruined his reputation and had to go into hiding and da-da-da-da-da. So he just became a low-down cargo loader, which means she's a low-down cargo loader. But she wants to be a pilot. She wants to fly planes. She wants to fly the ship. That's what she wants. And of course, Dad's going to help her do it. The adventure's going to start. It would have been a lot better, I think, for the purposes of this book, if we just kind of concentrated on that. Because the other story is this guy here wants to become one of the political leaders of one of the clans, so he wants to get them to recognize his space station as a clan, so he can gain power and da-da-da, and you can see those evil glowing eyes. And of course, somewhere in the middle of this, we get a little bit of backstory about their people and how they got here. So they followed some lady to this planet, and nobody else that was human had access to her technology, so they got away from Earth scot-free and all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of this, and I'm not sure any of this was actually necessary to tell me in this issue. Like, I get it. They're explaining like how the clans came about. They explain like where some of their technology comes from, stuff like that, which is one of the things that factors into what this guy wants to do. He's got a piece of that technology, and he wants to make use of it as part of his scheme to take over the solar system or whatever. I think the book would have been a lot stronger if it had just focused on Tia and her father, and we just explored everything through their perspective. Chapters where you have nothing but the villains sitting around conspiring feel a little bit out of place in this kind of story, at least the kind of story that it seems to want to be. It's like taking how do I put this? It's like taking Harry Potter and every other chapter, instead of being about the main character, like in the very first, okay, yeah, let's go back. Very first Harry Potter book, okay? So instead of like us focusing on Harry and him going to the wizarding world, learning the way all that stuff works, what if chapter 1, Harry, you're a wizard. Chapter 2, I'm Voldemort and I'm going to murder everybody. Chapter 3, Harry, you're a wizard. Chapter 4, I'm Voldemort and I'm secretly on the back of this guy's head. Like, we just spoiled the whole story in chapter 4. That's essentially what all this political machination in the back of, like, the back half of this book is like the fourth chapter of the story. I feel, and of course it's a comic, so it's probably a little short form. We're kind of moving the story along, making sure stuff's happening. But I'm not sure why I care about what he's got going on when I'm invested in Tia and her father, because they're the main characters of the book. Like, rather obviously, they're the ones that we start the story with. They're the ones that the first issue pretty much concentrated on. Yeah, we saw this guy like scheming a little bit, but you can have him scheming without having to dedicate a lot of pages. You can just have it show up like, These guys show up, and then the next panel is just like, all right, gentlemen, let's get down to business. And that could be it. And it leaves it mysterious. It lets us know that there's this evil force building its presence up. It feels kind of like the focus is misplaced in the story. So I'm not sure if I'm going to buy issue 3. Like, that's just the sad truth. I don't know if I'm going to buy issue 3. I was kind of iffy on buying issue 2, but I thought I'd give it another shot here. And that's what I think about Clans of Bellari, issue 2. You all have a great day, great night, great whatever you got going on. Sure, hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye-bye.